Buddy, good evening, good evening, good evening. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Charles, Linville, welcome to the 161 family. Thank you so much. Joe, what's good? Saying, yeah, it's a 0-0 final score. Diver JC, welcome to the family officially too. Jonathan, my man. Yeah, a 0-0 final. Okay. Like, I'll wait till a couple more people get on here. I'll box score this. I'll put the box score up so we can review it. But 5 hits for the Marlins, 2 hits for the Yankees, and that's pretty much it. So they generally don't do extra innings in spring training. So no surprise there. But yeah, it was a scoreless game, but it's a testament to the pitching. I mean, it really is a testament to the pitching. And I'll put this up now. Let's put this on here now. Okay. Let's go to the box score for the Yankees. Man, Trent Grisham was 0 for 1. Spencer Jones 0 for 1. Oswaldo Cabrera 0 for 1. Ben Rice 0 for 1. Ben Wortvet 0 for 2. TJ Rumfield 0 for 2. Gleyber Torres 0 for 3. Greg Allen 0 for 1. Alex Verdugo 0 for 2. Anthony Volpe 0 for 2. Caleb Durbin 0 for 1. DJ LeMahieu 0 for 2. Anthony Rizzo 0 for 1. Giancarlo Stanton 0 for 2, but he got a single, so that should not be the case. It looks like that nobody got hit here. So everybody has an 0 for. Stanton, Kevin Smith, Jose Rojas, Oscar Gonzalez, and Josh Van Meter, which isn't true. So, but box scoring, Clayton Beeter was a fantastic 3 innings, 3 hits, shutout ball, 4 strikeouts. I think he had 47 pitches. And I'm going to look at the box score on the app itself to make sure the order's right. And Ian Hamilton came in next with 2 innings pitched, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 28 pitches. Then Ron Marinaccio, 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Tanner Tully, 2 innings pitched, perfect, 17 pitches. And Anthony Masewicz came in 1 inning pitched and 1 hit. So pretty much everybody threw scoreless innings, which is great. Testament to the pitching. So shout out to Keith. Brian, welcome. Now, Stephen B, what is good, my man? Frederick, what's good? Yeah, not a big hitting night, but it's a good pitching night for the Yankees. And again, some of their starters were not in there. So MLB app has Volpe 1 for 2. I'm looking at the app here. The box score for some reason on the internet has nobody getting a hit, but it looks like Giancarlo Stanton was 1 for 2. Anthony Volpe 1 for 2. So those are the 2 guys that accounted for the 2 hits tonight. So it is what it is. And again, it's okay. Yeah, Aiden, Gerrit Cole does pitch tomorrow. It was a good sign to see Clayton Beeter. The Yankees are very excited about their pitching right now, whether it be Beeter, Will Warren, Chase Hampton, a lot of the guys that they acquired, Cody Poteet signed, Cody Morris, Victor Gonzalez, Kellen Ferguson, a lot of the guys that they brought in here for the bullpen too. They're very happy with the guy with the pitching right now. Steve Levine, what's good, my man? How are you? Jonah, what's good? Peanut, yeah. Clayton Beeter did look very good. And by the way, those that don't know, Clayton Beeter, they acquired from the Dodgers in the Joey Gallo trade. So he's a highly touted prospect too. But we are 27 days away from opening day. Roy, what's good, my friend? And, I put something out earlier that, if Scott Boras, hey, Jennifer, how are you? If Scott Boras doesn't have Jordan Montgomery and Blake Snell signed by Sunday, expect teams to ask for a prorated or demand a prorated contract. Not going to pay for a full season of them because they're going to have an abbreviated spring training, which is going to go into the season. So expect teams. By the way, get them likes up again. We got 66 people in here. Everybody smack that thumbs up if you don't mind. It's greatly appreciated. Soto. I hope Soto plays tomorrow. Judge. And again, this is early spring training. They're still trying to figure out one of the reasons why I titled this as such. Yankees seek a veteran bench bat because it looks like they don't want to have Oswaldo Cabrera and Oswald Peraza on the bench together. So it looks like they're looking for a veteran bat for the bench, somebody who can play either part-time or more significantly and still perform and get the job done. So there are a couple names out there that are still available. I'm pulling up the list of free agents by position here. But I also came up, I looked through the list, and there are some names that, to me, the most interesting name is probably Will Myers. Was versatile infield and outfield. Hey, democracy matters, right? Yeah, Kiki Hernandez almost signed with the Yankees, but like he would have been the veteran bat they would have been looking for. But they told him that he wouldn't have even gotten that many bats against lefties and so on, and Dodgers promised him that. And the Dodgers are short; they're a little bit shorthanded on the lineup, so it made more sense. So it is what it is. Jennifer, I would imagine Judge and Soto will be in there tomorrow with Cole on the mound. Yeah, they're gonna slowly put together what the lineup's going to look like this spring. So, and that's just that's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do. So and these guys don't need to play all these games. They're gonna slowly put. And this is one reason why they're seeking a veteran bat. So like maybe they don't feel comfortable with Greg Allen. Maybe they don't feel comfortable with Oscar Gonzalez. Like they're still looking. So, and I would expect the catcher to be on the bench and either Oswald Peraza or Oswaldo Cabrera. I imagine Oswaldo Cabrera will be on there. They probably want Oswaldo Peraza to play full time if he's not going to get an infield bat. He probably will be the first call up if somebody gets hurt. So, or if Anthony Rizzo gets banged up, DJ takes over first. They want a third baseman. They could plug in Oswald Peraza there, right? So that's my guess. A deadline for a Snell signing? Maybe. Yeah, 2:30. That's a good. You're probably right, Cindy. No, Colt short. They're probably limit. They're going to limit Colt to like 50 pitches, just like they're limiting all these other guys. They'll have the same limits. So, yeah, democracy exactly. One reason I want the Yankees to sign him. It took 4 years between his two Cy Young awards. That's not to take anything from his Cy Youngs, but his 4 years in between were not that good. Okay, his average is 4 something ERA exactly. Fly ball pitcher, not a good night exactly. And again, he already turned him down twice. Okay, he turned down $150 million offer. So, and they flat out rejected it. Him and Scott Boras, and they counted with 270 for 9 years, 30 million per. So, which nobody's going to get. And the fact is, the Yankees are the only team that gave him an offer. So, then they talked about a shorter deal with a higher AAV, maybe including some opt outs and so on and so forth. But the fact is, if you give him that and he opts out after the first year, then you paid like essentially $60 million for him for a year, and you gave up 2 draft picks, and you gave up $1 million in international for agent money. That is a terrible value. Terrible value. Even if they win the World Series, terrible value. So at this point, I'm over Snell. And the fact is, I said this yesterday, I think Snell and Scott Boras let the Yankees fall through the cracks, not the other way around. This is on Boras and this is on Snell. So, and Boras is doing Snell a disservice. He's doing Jordan Montgomery a disservice. So, but it is what it is. But at this point, I pass on Snell. I pass on Montgomery too. So, even though Montgomery doesn't come with the 2 draft picks and international money, this is kind of crazy now. Kind of crazy. So, yeah, Jones does have good play control. A lot of these guys have good play control. TJ Rumfield, Ben Rice, they have good plate discipline. They're showing noticeable standout potential. Like they're drawing walks on close pitches. They're showing good plate patience, which is very, very good. Yeah, I agree, James W. The Snell talk needs to stop. Like, just moving on, man. There he is, my man Tats. Uncle Tats is in the house. Pinstripe Chronicles. What's up, my brother? How you doing, my man? No score today, man, but the pitching was great. The pitching was great. So, Joan, I think he's becoming a lot of people's favorite Yankee. He's apparently, they don't want to move him for anybody, so he's definitely one of their favorites too. And I'm not surprised they think highly of a lot of these prospects. So, see, sign Mike Lorenzen. I have a feeling he's going to cost like 8 or 10 million, Lorenzen, but we'll see. 4 to 5 million. But he's also in the same boat as Snell. He's in the same. So is Thor, right? They're also in the same boat. They're 3 weeks late. They're going to have an abbreviated spring or an abbreviated season. But it's going to be easier to get a guy like Lorenzen on the cheap than it would be a Snell or a Montgomery. So with that logic, what you're saying makes more sense. So, yeah, exactly. And I'm with you too, Tats. I'm closing the book on both these guys. Yeah, and again, the Yankees clearly feel good about Will Warren, Chase Hampton, Clayton Beater, that they feel that these guys can, provide the same production that Montgomery would provide or Snell would provide. So, Donovan Solano, Doesn't make any sense. He's an older. I mean, if you want to go through the John Boy list, we can go through the John Boy list. Uh, by Aiden, but you know, he would be a decent fit playing for part time or full time, but he's got to get a decent amount of playing time, I'd imagine. And I don't know. I think he would get an opportunity elsewhere to get more playing time, Donovan Solano. But he's an interesting one. Interesting one. I think Warren will be our number 5 starter too. I do. So I agree too, Brian. Pitching will be fine as long as Gerrit Cole stays healthy. Mike Clevenger, he's out there too, Democracy. Clevenger, just like Shane Bieber, has a connection with Matt Blake. The difference between the two, and Bieber's been in camp for 3 weeks. Clevenger hasn't. So, but Bieber would probably be the cheapest guy to trade for. And Clevenger would be, one of the guys that you can probably get on the cheap as well. So those are guys that I would not discount. But obviously, Shane Bieber at this point, he's showing that he'd be healthy so far. Shane Bieber at this point probably, would be one of the better values to trade for. So smack that like button, gang. Let's get to 100 likes. Anthony Masevich, yeah, I'm with you too, Tats. He's showing me something. A lot of Cody Poteet showing me something. A couple of these guys are showing. What's his name? Yesterday he was in there. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a blank. What's his name from yesterday? A bullpen piece. I think he could probably win the 8th bullpen spot. I think 7 of the spots are probably taken at this point. And he could probably win the 8th spot, in my opinion. But this guy, DJ Riz, nah, they don't suck, CWA. It's spring training, dude. Spring training. Spring training, baby. They're just getting their reps in, getting their rhythm back. Pitchers always start spring ahead of the hitters. Nick Birdie, he's a guy, 31-year-old flamethrower. So he's a guy. Hey, Michael Ryan, what's happening, my man? If Torres plays good, I don't think so, Aiden. Unless he becomes BFFs with Juan Soto, I don't think so. We have too much infield depth behind him that he could be replaced. I would probably, I think he's probably going to walk on a QO, and they'll get some draft picks and international money back. So, and possibly even Alex Verdugo if he has a pretty good year too. So they can get a couple guys. Well, Roy, I mean, Dylan Cease would be nice, but not at the price. He's not worth Spencer Jones. So that's for sure. There's no way I'd give him Spencer Jones for Dylan Cease. But apparently they're still talking. Apparently they prefer trading for Cease over signing Snell, and I understand that logic too. I really do. So, but yeah, I mean, Glaber's going to cost $20 to $25 million a year, Sean. You're right about that. You're right about that. So, well, exactly. And for Yorbit Vivas, I think Sam. Because if you think about it, the bench is probably going to be a catcher, a utility guy, Oswaldo Cabrera, and then maybe an infield guy, maybe an outfield guy. That'd be my guess. So the problem with Vivas is that he needs regular playing time. So I'm thinking they're looking for people like Oswaldo Cabrera. He's not going to get regular playing time. They're going to get what they get from him. They need Oswald Peraza to play more, right? Play regularly. So if he's up in AAA or down AAA, he plays regularly, then it's easy for him to transition upward. So Vivas needs to play as well because he's going to be probably, in my opinion, Gleyber Torres' replacement next year at second base. Right, CWE? So, and Torres will walk, I think, and he'll get paid, as he should be paid. So, and, Sunil's getting his reps also. Yeah. I look good, Yamamoto, but, they tried. He said no, so whatever. Bryce Walrecker, I have heard of him. Yeah, he's got some pretty good stuff too. Bryce Walrecker. Democracy, that's a good one too. I like the names you folks are bringing up. I like the names. Yeah, I doubt they're going to DFA DJ with 3 years to go. I doubt that. I think Rizzo walks. He's got to not. There's a team option for 2025. I doubt they'll exercise, especially if Spencer Jones is ready. I think Torres will walk. I think Verdugo will likely walk, and DJ I can't see him being DFA'd because he could play a utility guy too. So yeah, Jones, forget about it. There's no way I would trade Spencer Jones, not for Dylan Cease. I wasn't even trade him for 1 year of Corbin Burns. There's no way I'm going to trade him for Dylan Cease. We didn't even have to give Spencer Jones for Juan Soto. So there's no way Dylan Cease, at least in my opinion. I know some other people would, but nah. I think Stanton will be fine. He has a different stance now. He's putting the ball in play more often. So it looks like he's going to have more contact to the bat, which is good. And he's got the power. This guy can, check swing a 400-foot home run. So I'm not really worried about Stanton's power. I think he'll be fine as long as he stays healthy and he's putting these, getting level swings. I think he'll be just fine. And he'll have some home runs. He'll have a lot of gap hits, and he hits the ball harder than anybody else in baseball. So I think he'll be okay. So I think it's too late, Terry, for Snell. He's got 2 chances already, and he's turned them both down. So I don't see the point in going any further. And yeah, Jonah, we got 90 people in here. We only got 42 likes. Anybody who hasn't hit that thumbs up, just please hit that thumbs up. Let's try to get that 90 likes as quickly as we can. I'd like to try to get to 100 likes if we can by that 20-minute mark. We'll see if we can do that. I thank you so much for it, by the way. But I do think CWE, I think Jones will he'll likely be Rizzo's replacement. Why first base? Because then you have room for Jason Dominguez in the outfield. And then you can have Jones and Dominguez in the lineup with Judge, with Soto. So that's a whole different ballgame, whole different lineup. So, Victor, I mean, it depends. If they're out of the running, by the deadline, I think they'll move Torres at the deadline. If they're not, I think they're going to go for it this year, and then they'll let Torres walk with a QO and get some capital in return. So that's my guess. So, yeah, Jose Trevino might be back soon in a calf strain, but they're easing him in. They got Ben Rortvedt. They've got, these other catchers there that are, Austin Wells that are just fine. So it allows them to be patient with Jose Trevino. So Spencer Jones looks like a stud, Sean C. Looks like an absolute stud. But this is the thing. I mean, and I'm not, and it makes sense that they're looking for a veteran bat for the bench, somebody who can play again part-time or full-time and still get the job done. So, and there are only a couple of people out there right now that probably represent that. I mean, I had a couple names on here I was mentioning before. I had Will Myers, possibly, right? He used to be a Yankee killer, by the way. Who else did I have on this list? Adam Duvall. If they want another infielder, they can even go Joey Votto or Brad Miller, or even a guy like Tommy La Stella. He's versatile. He's a contact hitter too. So those are probably the guys. I think Will Myers, they could probably get him on the cheap too. So they'd probably represent decent bench bats. I think they would definitely have a add value to the bench. But like I said, Yorbit Vivas I would love, but the problem, Lorenzo, they don't do extra innings in spring training. So it just ends at 0-0 or a tie, whatever it is. So, Yorbit Vivas needs to play on a regular basis so they can continue to develop and replace Gleyber Torres. And Torres been lazy. I don't know about that. I don't know if he's been lazy, but again, these guys are working on things, and we know who knows what Gleyber Torres is working on. Yeah, Volpe's getting better. He's only a second-year guy, so he's only a sophomore. He has plenty of time to develop. So, and I think Volpe will have a better year than he had last year. Oh, most definitely. Most definitely, Chats. Serena said it was a blessing in disguise since he was so amped up to come back. He could have injured himself. Yeah, exactly. Having this many catchers on and we were like, why do you have so many catchers on the 40-man? It's reasons like this. So they can, be patient with guys like Jose Trevino. So, and utilize Ben Rortvedt to see if they want to trade a catcher before the season starts, these guys get regular playing time and show that they can have value for teams that might need a catcher. So I get it. I get it. I mean, Jose Trevino's a defensive stud. Ben Rortvedt is also a defensive great catcher, and he's also an expert game caller. Austin Wells has a superior bat of all three. So at the end of the day, I probably think it's going to be Wells and Trevino, but we'll see. We will see. So, um, Billy Branch Clemente. What's happening, my man? It's all good, man. Yeah, they are seeking a veteran bat. Joey Votto, I think it's because it probably Billy. It's probably because he's so one-dimensional. I think they want somebody who can play multiple positions. I think, they haven't really said that yet, but it just looks like the way that they're looking right now. And again, like Votto's older, he still has an elite bat, but like you'd have to rely on Rizzo to get hurt for him to get playing time. Even though guys like Rizzo and DJ would need regular rest days, but I can't see Votto playing any of the position but first base. But he would still be a nice lefty bat with some pop and some contact. So if they brought him in, then I wouldn't complain, you know. But and who knows? They might be considering Joey Votto. I have no idea. But he's available. He's a free agent. He hasn't retired, so we'll see. Um, yeah, I do too, Stephen B. I think one catcher's going to get traded before the season starts. So this Jose Trevino cap strain has given them an opportunity to test other catchers out and give teams an opportunity to see what these guys can do. You know, so um, yeah, Unity. Sunil's already recruiting for the pickleball extravaganza. uh Trade talk today, Joan. Not much trade talk that I'm hearing. I mean, there's still chatter about Yankees and Dylan Cease, but not. Let me look up right now on MLBTradeRumors.com to see if anything happened since we've been on here. The Mets and John Plant agreed to a minor league deal. Okay. Yankees news. Yeah, Kike Hernandez, we know he signed with the Dodgers, but apparently it was between the Dodgers and the Yankees, and he also didn't want to move his family down to Florida for spring training. He wanted to stay out west. So it's another reason why he stayed with the Dodgers. Let's see. Yeah, the Yankees were in the bidding for Gio Urshela. He can play multiple positions, I guess. So they're looking for a versatile veteran bat. So those guys, I mean, Will Myers has already played indoor. I mean, in infield and outfield. So he might be somebody worth considering. He hits righty, but they've got a lot. They have a lot of other lefty bats. So, but I'm really curious. Yeah, it says here the Yankees project to have a bench of Jose Trevino, Oswaldo. So they're suggesting that Austin Wells is going to be the starting catcher. Oswaldo Cabrera and Trent Grisham is probably going to be one of the spots too. So they're looking for another versatile player. So, Oswaldo can play infield and outfield. Trent Grisham, I forgot about him. So there's your outfield option. Jose Trevino's the other catcher. And then so it sounds like they're looking for an infield option. So, and that's interesting. And I totally forgot about. Yeah, I mean, Elvis Andrews, Jonathan Shoup, Tommy Pham, but I don't think they need Tommy Pham. Yeah, those guys can't help in the infield. I mean, they claimed Jahmai Jones yesterday off waivers, and who has some infield experience. So, but he is out of options, so I don't know if that's going to mean anything. And we'll see if Jordan Groshans clears waivers and comes back. That's another versatile infielder. He's young. He's only 24 years old. So, those are pretty much the guys that I should be looking at. We should be looking out for. So, by the way, Smad, we got 100 people in here. Let's get over to 100 likes, gang. Please do. Please do. Torres did not have a down year. Yeah. We got Jeter Downs too. Yep. Cheater Downs. People keep mentioning Donovan Solano. So what do you guys know about him other than John Boy was talking about him today? Talking Yanks. Was anybody thinking about Donovan Solano before the boys at John Boy talked about him? There's curiosity. Yeah. Let's get over 100 likes, gang. Pretty please. Is there any pitcher out there that I would train Joseph for, Joseph? Nope. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you may get Jones playing some outfield too because he does have speed. Tats makes a good point, but and he's got really good, legitimate speed too. He's got 40 stolen base speed. So, and he's your neighbor. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Exactly. That's Solano come to full circle back with the Yankees. Yeah, I mean, he was a Yankee by. Did they draft him and they signed him early? Yeah, I remember that. He does have Yankees connections. Um, yeah. Solano has been. He's an older player. What is he? 35. So, um, I do think he's Colombian, Philly. I do. Jones looks. I mean, he's 6'7". He's like Aaron Judge's size, and he runs like Billy Hamilton, which is crazy. Which is crazy. Nicholas, tell Donovan, man, to call. Have his agent call Brian Cashman, man. Let's go. Let's go. Well, I think Jones play. He could play for. They've already given him a first base glove, so that's already well known. 74 likes. We need 26 to get to 100. All right, there he is. Joey Bag of Donuts from the Shift is in the house. There he is. He does run like a gazelle. Yes, he does, and he's a big dude. So, if you look like Aaron Judge and you run like Billy Hamilton, that's pretty impressive. He's 37. To Solano. Okay. All right, that's cool. That's cool. And Uncle Tat's in here. We got Joey Bag of Donuts. We got the Shift. The crew is in here. The heavy hitters are in here. The wise men are in here. Love it. Here's a different player than Judge. Different player. I listened to Shift's first live. I was in there. Oh yeah. Gotta support my boy, man. Solano's a professional hitter, yep. He's worried that he's not been signed. Well, let's pull him up here. Let's pull him up here. I mean, he did have a pretty good last year. He had a pretty good season last year too. Solano, he batted 282 last year, 5 home runs, 111 hits, and 394 at bats, a WAR of 1.7. So, he's got a career 279 average. So he's right in line with his career average with 282. So, but you're right. He's 36. He'll be 37 on December 17th. Bats righty, throws righty, plays multiple infield positions. So maybe he will be a guy that the Yankees look. Yes, he is an infielder, Billy. Plays all infield positions. Looks like except for shortstop. But we don't need him at shortstop. So can't predict that can't predict that now, CWA. It's too early for that. And I don't think we're expecting him to be as good as Judge. We're expecting Jones to be Jones. So, but yeah. Yes, indeed. Merc so sauce. You can't be lucky to be Torres. Yeah, I know. Seriously. We'll see. Yeah. My man Joey's in here, man. We got the heavy hitters in here. Joey, Tats, Neil. We got the crew. The wrecking crew, man. Yeah. Telling you. It's Yeah, 1.7 more is solid for a guy's type. And Joe, you let me know what your thoughts are. If you're still in here, the Yankees are looking for a veteran bat. So they got a catcher who's going to be on a bench, right? Trent Grisham, number two, Oswaldo Cabrera, likely number three. So they're looking for a veteran infielder who can play either, part time or regularly and still perform and still produce. It doesn't look like they want to have Oswald Peraza up here and Oswaldo Cabrera together. Oswald Peraza seems to need playing time on a regular basis so that he can, at the very least, develop some trade value, which he's lost over the past year. So, four trains in the house, too. There he is. Yeah, Nicholas, keep us updated, please. Keep us updated, man. Yeah. My starting lineup, Brian, right now, it's either going to be DJ or Verdugo, depending if it's righty or lefty pitchers at leadoff. Soto second, Judge third, um, or vice versa. Gleyber Torres fourth, Anthony Rizzo fifth, Stanton sixth, Verdugo or DJ seventh, whichever one's not leading off, Volpe eighth, and the catcher ninth. I think that's probably the best layout of the lineup. I think so. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Yankees are slowly putting together the pieces here for the team. Slowly putting the pieces together. And Nicholas, by the way, you get Nicholas, man, talk to Donovan Solano. I'll have him on the channel as a guest. I'll have you on there with him if you want. If he's willing to come on, I'll welcome him on here. We could talk some baseball with Donovan Solano. Yeah, Brian. I have a feeling it's going to be DJ versus lefties, Verdugo versus righties. Probably some kind of platoon situation, but we'll see. I mean, they're not going to get Luis Arias, so um, I think it's going to be between those two. 87 likes. We need 13 to get 100. Yeah, I would agree. I think it's a good idea to have a platoon row with catchers. I mean, like last year, Jose Trevino, before he got hurt, was Cole's personal catcher in the first half, and then Rortvedt was the personal catcher in the second half. But like Austin Wells has shown to be able to catch anybody, so I do think a platoon of Austin Wells and Jose Trevino is probably going to be the way to go. I think, but we'll see. We'll see. At platooning at leadoff, Michael. If he doesn't hit leadoff one day, he hits seventh the same day or whatever the next day or whatever it might be. So let's see DJ can't make it. I think DJ will be fine. His contact skills are fine. Verdugo's contact skills are fine. So, you know, that's my and I think this is the best probably the best layout of the lineup because you'd have multiple guys able to drive runs in after that. Well, we didn't have that last year. Whether it be Judge, Soto, Torres, or Soto, Judge, Torres, and you'd have Rizzo, and healthy Stanton. Like you'd have so many guys you need to get through. It's crazy, crazy. So I hear you, CWA. Yeah, top five Yankees all time, Jonah. I'm gonna say the Babe, Gehrig, uh, Mariano Rivera. Mm, Whitey Ford, and probably Derek Jeter. Probably Derek Jeter. That's probably my Mount Rushmore. And it would stink to leave out Joe DiMaggio or Mickey Mantle, but you got Babe there, and he's got both of them beat. So that's the way I look at it. But it's really hard to choose five. Like you need to you'd almost need 10. Like 10, I would be more comfortable. I know Yogi, I didn't forget either, and he's got the most rings. He's got 10 rings. So like, it's hard to pick five, Jonah. It really is. I would love to pick for like if I had to go 10, I would definitely have Yogi DiMaggio Mantle on there. I mean, in a heartbeat, in a heartbeat. I think tens they have too many great players in the history. There he is, man. NFE's in the house from the strike zone. We got all the heavy hitters in here. We got Mazza from Fortran. We got NFE from the strike zone. We got Tats from Pinstripe Chronicles. We got Joey Beggett Donuts from the shift. Like we got the whole crew. The whole crew. All the heavy hitters are in here. All the beekeepers are in here. No, no. Yogi was great, fantastic, John. Great personality. Like he's just, some of the most clever sayings ever. And he also had 10 rings, man. He's a legend, an absolute legend in catching. So, I mean, that's just, his stats are insanity, pure insanity. No, top five all time as we set up pitchers. Yeah. I mean, my top five Yankee pitchers of all time would probably be Whitey, Louisiana Lightning, Ron Guidry. Um, Sparky Lyle, Roger Clemens, Gerrit Cole. Probably. And that's no until CC Sabathia. CC would be like I'd want to go 7 in that one because I'd want CC and Andy Pettit on the list. So, but that's just starting pitchers. Mo obviously would be on there. Reliever is a different list to me. So, you know, people are entitled to their opinions as to who won the offseason. I mean, look, the Dodgers did what they needed to do for their team. The Yankees did what they needed to do for their team. So, I don't really care comparing them against each other. So they both won to me. They're the two winners of this offseason, with other guys not too far behind, like the Royals and the Padres and some other teams. So, Jonah Mo would not be in my starting rotation. He'd be my what do you call it? My bullpen all timer list. But yeah, I mean it's top 5 to 10. Yeah, and then I would add Pettit, CC, Mariano Rivera. Um, who else should I add? Uh, Mike Mussina, David Cohn. That would be my 10. I mean, it's hard. Yeah, Catfish Hunter, Sparky Lie. Like, it's really hard, man. Really, really hard to do. It's crazy. No, you know, Whitey Ford. Yeah, he was always on my list too. Who's that, Merc? Yeah, Yamamoto looked pretty good, but that's spring training, so we'll see. He's got to put it together the whole season, in my opinion, for him to be like legit. So, but he did look good. There's no doubt about that. There's no denying that. Yeah, Pettit was an all timer. CC was an all timer. Um, Gossett. For relievers, yeah. I mean, Mo, the Goose, John Wetland, Dave Righetti, Sparky Lyle. That's pretty damn good. Pretty good. All right, we broke 100 likes, gang. All right, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I would agree. Mycena was the American League Greg Maddux, Patrick. That's a great comparison. Great comparison, man. I love that. Duke Gay. It's hard to go wrong with all this. David Wells, like, it's crazy. Everybody's in here, NFA. Everybody's in here, baby. Catfish Hunter. Like, this is the great thing about, it's great about the Yankees. The list just goes on and on and on. Like, quietly good pitchers. Aaron Small, Sean Chacon. Guys that just came in that we were like, what the hell happened there? You know? It's great. Ali Reynolds, Lefty Gomez, Mel Stoudemire. This is the benefit of being Yankee fans. There's so many great players that came through this place. Ron Guidry. And apparently Ron Guidry's rubbing off a lot on Will Warren right now. He's spending a lot of time with Warren and essentially mentoring him. So that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So Jimmy Key, Dwight Gooden, like, it's so much history. It's just really, really lucky to have. Like, it's getting to see Yankees lose out on Kiki Hernandez. Like, People are like making this a big deal. It's not really a big deal. Brandon Moore, you think the Yankees should get? Well, I think that he's probably the most viable trade option, Brandon Moore, for Shane Bieber right now. I think he'll be easier to trade for than Dylan Cease. As long if they don't get off the Spencer Jones asking price, Dylan Cease is not going to happen. So period. That no period. Yeah, Small and Chacon was great for 1 year, but it was like one of these sneaky good things, man. John Lieber, salute. Donnie Clark is in the house. What's good? Well, CJ Boss, I'm telling you, man. The Goose. Yeah, man. It's the Legends list goes on and on. David, I was at David Cohn's perfect game. It's one of the greatest games I've ever been to. Brian Holbrook. Oh, it was such a special game. Mark Saucy, Joey Bag of Donuts. I call him. That's affectionately his nickname from me. So it's a sign of affection, sign of respect. Joey Bag of Donuts. Vinny Bag of Donuts is what they call Vinny, my cousin Vinny. So it's Joey Bag of Donuts. So he's the man. Joey from the shift. But that's him, baby. That's right. That's right, baby. I mean, you put Tats up there, you put Joey up there, you put NFE, Maz, and myself up there. That's Magic Mike 4 right there. Cole mentioned that Austin Wells is stepping up. Yeah, and if you get recognition from Gerrit Cole, that's good. He's one of the more thoughtful pitchers in baseball. He has a lot of thought and preparation. He's like another one that's Greg Maddux with. He's a power version of Greg Maddux. He's a thinking man's pitcher. El Duque was clutch as all hell. I'm telling you, NFE's got all the magic, baby. Yeah. Lil Lane, he's looking like a young Randy Johnson. I hope he can still put it together. He's 19. He's formidable. He's big. So he's good. They're working on mechanics with him. So he's one of these guys that they're very excited about in the pipeline that, is going to be pretty big for the Yankees, which is fantastic. So Gerrit Cole, yeah, he was a rookie, but you get Gerrit Cole to trust you, then that's damn good, man. Is Cole better than Maddox? Front end, yes, but career-wise, Cole still has a way to go. Greg Maddux was a no doubt first ballot Hall of Famer. So, I mean, but I do think Cole is in a Hall of Fame path too. So, yeah. Uh-oh. Strike zone. And if he took a couple hits today. Unfortunately, that's part of the martial arts world too. Every now and then we get clocked. And it's just part of the training. Take our lumps, right? So, but it's nice when you return them with kicks, just like you did. Yeah. Maddox had 17 15-win seasons. I'm telling you, look up Mark Burley too. Mark Burley had a whole bunch of those too. 15-win seasons. Another guy. I'm shocked. I even did a video. Why the hell is he not in the Hall of Fame? 200 innings pitch. He had like 15 of those seasons. Which is crazy. Oh. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. Cole. I mean, if Cole and Greg Maddux was never a power pitcher. Cole is a power pitcher, and I think he'll be a power pitcher for quite a few more years. So, Mark Sosasi, appreciate you, man. Maddox is one of the greatest right-handed pitchers of all time. One of the craftiest. I mean, he's up there. And to me, Roger Clemens, Greg Maddux, and Tom Seaver. So Nolan Ryan, some of the greatest right-handed pitchers ever. Ever. We appreciate that, man. If anybody hasn't subbed to the channel, you want to be kept in on everything. Keep in mind, 4 Scott Boras clients are still unsigned. So there's still news yet to be reported. I mean, and I talked about this earlier. If they don't sign by Sunday, expect teams to start asking for prorated contracts. They want an abbreviated contract, and rightfully so, because that's now shorter than the window that MLB deems appropriate prep time for regular season. So, and he's not doing these guys any favors. And again, Montgomery and Snell have a different ramp-up period than Matt Chapman and GED and these other guys do. But I'm telling you, if they don't sign by Sunday, I would imagine teams are going to. So we want an abbreviated contract now, at least for this season. And they'd have every right to do that. So yeah, I don't see this. I didn't think the Yankees were going to sign Kike anyway. So hmm yeah, San Fran. San Fran won it right. I would agree with you 1,000%, Tats. And we'll talk about this on Saturday night if you're around there too. Boris did wreck the offseason. They did. He did. And it's just he definitely I think he misread the market and overplayed his hand too many times. And again, like you know, it's what do you call it? I think teams are starting to come around to his style again. So and teams want to deal with him less, and he has less grounds to cry collusion now. So and because he has done that before at cry collusion to try to get teams to bite and almost to have the union almost force these people to pay. So I don't think he has that mojo anymore now. He used to be Austin Powers, but now he's Austin Powers without the mojo. So the mo to the Joe is gone. Yep. Manfred was talking. What? Hold on, I missed something here. Eh. Arson Heyman tree. Blake's break smell to the giant. Yeah. You know what it is like the deadline. I wonder what that like signing deadline. What's the punitive nature of it? Like if you don't have your players signed by a certain deadline, um, it's got at that point. What's going to be the punitive or the cross, whatever you call it, the counter method? So and that'd be an interesting conversation too about a deadline. Who's in favor of it and who's not in favor of it, and what should be the result if players aren't signed by a certain deadline? You know, um, that'd be an interesting conversation to have, Joan. I think you just inspired me to start a conversation here, have a discussion with some of the crew. Evening, Diver JC. What's happening, my friend? Why would they want to rush for Cabrera? Want life? We have Cabrera and a bunch of depth on him. They have a bunch of depth, but is who of the depth do they think is going to have value up to major league level? Because they only have 4 spots for the bench, and Cabrera's the only guy who's not a starter who can play infield and outfield that we know of. And then they have an outfielder, Trent Grisham. You have a catcher. There's always a catcher on the bench. And then who's the other guy? It's probably going to be an infielder. And apparently, an infielder who can play that doesn't need to play every single day. So I would imagine Oswald Peraza is going to start in AAA so he can get regular reps, so he can stay fresh, so that if somebody does get hurt, he can come up. So that's why we're talking about guys like Donovan Solano and even Myers. Like, these guys don't need to play all the time, but they can still be productive. So I think that's what they're kind of doing here. Ed Whitson, yeah, Ed Whitson. You had Javi Vasquez. You had Jeff Weaver. I think that's the tripod of hell. Pina. Yeah, man. Yankees get Snell. Yeah, I don't care either. If they get him, great. But like at this point, what's the value of getting him is less than it was before, especially at the price you're going to have to pay. Layers of price you're going to have to pay, and he's 3 weeks late. So to hell with that. So, you know, who's that? Brian not condoning anything character-wise, but his skill set. You talking about? I mean, Trevor Bauer. I mean, if it's character, yeah, I can see that. And Mike Ryan, Boris assume Yama. Well, yeah, I mean, Otani did set the market, right? And he's going to use, I think, both of these guys. He'll say Yamamoto broke the pitcher's contract, which he did, broke Cole's by $1 million. So, and then he's going to say, well, that gives grounds for Soto to break Otani's market next year. So he does have the argument now to ask for $700 million now that new threshold has been set by Otani, and since Juan Soto's not going to be 26 until October, so he has a whole year at 25. and he has every right to ask for that, and he's going to ask for it. I don't know if he's going to get it, but he's going to ask for it. I would be shocked if he doesn't ask for 700. I would be shocked. No, Uncle Tats for commissioner. We got some endorsements here. On my vote too. I would agree, Joseph. Yeah, I mean, like, why doesn't he fire Boris? I mean, Boris is probably his shot to getting him a big deal. But I mean, I don't know at this point. Like, I don't really see the value now. I mean, he's losing. Him and Montgomery both are losing value. They really do. Weathers from the Marlins there. Ah, interesting. I mean, you got who else you got from the Marlins? You got Braxton Garrett. Um, you have some sort. I just don't know if those guys are going to be available now. And then they don't. The Marlins don't need a shortstop now unless they want a long term piece. They signed Tim Anderson, but only for a year. So could they get it still a building block who has multiple years of control? Maybe, maybe. So you know, why do they try to say at the other place that they never said Yamamoto would be a Yankee hunter? I don't know, Rolling Thunder. No idea. When they did, I know they said it. They said it all the time. And we got people coming over here telling me that we did that here. Not true. I put out multiple videos on alternates if the Yankees don't sign Yamamoto. Alternates I've talked about. Showed them and Naga. I did multiple videos. You know. Rolling Thunder, get out of here with the trolling, dude. Seriously? I wasn't wrong, dude. Okay. You can go troll somewhere else, though. Get out of here. Later. Yeah. Soto Yankee for life. Yeah, we're hoping for that, man. Yeah. Yeah, they pose as normal people and then they turn into trolls, thinking they got some gotcha moment or whatever. They don't. Mostly trolls for them. So whatever. Yeah, we talked about that too, Brandon. Anthony, I think eventually Volpe would probably transition to a leadoff hitter. Probably. Yeah, Beater definitely looked good. Yeah, we blocked him. Strike zone. We blocked him, NFE. Yeah. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate the kind words. Always a pleasure, my friend. Try to keep it logical here. Try to keep it sensible, right? Keep it respectable. You know? Yeah, trolling thunder. That's a good one, Sunil. Oh my god. Comment of the night right there, baby. Trolling thunder. Fantastic. CW is trying to challenge some people here, man. He's definitely I do think I don't see Soto getting anything less than 600 million. I just don't. Yeah, so Shohei Ohtani's got the two-way player thing. I think he'll be a two-way player for a couple more years, and then he won't be a two-way player. But he's 5 years younger than Ohtani is too. So he Boris is definitely. I'm very confident Boris is going to ask for 700 million. But like I said, I don't know if he's going to get it. You know, NFP man, we might have to straighten some people out, bro. We might have to straighten some people out. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing much to recap tonight. I mean, it was 2 hits for the Yankees. The pitching did great. They did their job. So, and again, that's where I mean, Soto didn't play. Judge didn't play. They got a lot of those guys that are not out. They don't need to play right now. They're still trying to figure out who's going to be the bench, who's going to be this, and who's going to be that. So they're giving some of these other guys a chance. So I'm not surprised. Not surprised. Um, appreciate you, NFE, bro. I think he's going to get more than 40 per. In all honesty, I don't know if he's going to get 15 years, but I think he's going to get more than 40 per. Donnie, it's all good, dude. Boris does belong to Soto. He also belongs to Corbin Burns. Mm-hmm. Yes, he does. He does not belong to Gleyber Torres, and I don't think he belongs to Alex Verdugo either. But nevertheless, who cares? Exactly. If he's like David Banner, exactly. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Soto got 50 million a year. If Shotani got 70, I wouldn't be surprised if Soto got 50. Yeah. I think he's going to set some kind of new trend, new standard. No, I did not say he would be a Yankee 100%. No, didn't say that. You know you're talking about another channel. You must be trolling for that channel. So, never said that. So, Vito, peace. Get these people trolling when they know we didn't do that here. Okay. Let's imagine these folks. This is what happens. You attract a low IQ crowd. This is what happens. Patrick Sinclair, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Donnie, thank you, my man. Snell could be open to a bidding war of June deadline. He could be if he's still available. And again, at the June deadline too, like that's when the QO is gone. So like any team that signs him at that point does not have to forfeit the draft picks or international money. It happened a couple years ago with Dallas Keuchel, but he was never the same after that. Now Keuchel didn't come off a Cy Young like Snell did, but it did happen. It did happen. Well, but you're right. Won't be liable for draft exactly. And at that point, if you don't have all those other things that are tied to paying him, then possibly. But I don't know if he's going to last that long. I really don't. But you never know. Never know. What's good, Orlando? Yeah, definitely get 28, man. I do think too, Sean. I think Soto's going to sign. Yeah, I think Soto's going to set some kind of new standard. So I do agree with you, Sean. I do think it's going to be something. It's not going to be like a whole new threshold point like Otani was, but you never know. You never know. Yeah, this is probably more indicative, like 600 for 13. That's probably right around there, Tats. Right around there. I think you're close there. I do think you're close. No. Street justice more up, I'm telling you. Exactly, JC. It's 600 for 12. No, I think he might get 13 with an opt out after 6 or 7 years or something like that. But we'll see. Maybe 2 opt outs. Something like that. 15, 750. I don't know if it's going to be that big, but you never know. You never know. Absolutely never know. So, I mean, it is unfathomable, but there's only a handful of teams, or half a handful of teams who could afford it. And the Yankees have been waiting for this moment. So I don't think they're going to wait for this moment and just let it walk away. But we'll see what the actual contract is going to be. He's pretty much close to being that already, Chris. Close to a 5-inning pitcher per start. He's close to that now, with the exception of his Cy Young seasons. But he's not far away either. So yeah, exactly. If you get an opt out after 6 years, he comes back on the market at 31, right? So like he can cash in again at that point. I'd probably let him walk. Let someone else pay for the wrong side of 30 all those years. Yeah. 580 million for 14, could be. Could be. Yeah. Yeah, Soto's happy here, and we're happy to have him. 1 billion for 25 years. Damn. Okay. 40 million per. Karma got Boris, and now he's in panic. Yeah, I agree, Stephen B. Boris is kind of shuffling now. He's definitely shuffling. So Yankees don't give opt outs very often, but I think and giving an opt out instead of a no trade clause would be a better idea. Yep. 14,658. An opt out after 6 and 10 years, 48 per. It's an interesting number. You might be close too, Chris. I think it might be between yours and what Tats proposed a little bit ago. I think it's going to be right around there, in all honesty. But I do think, I mean, Scott Boras likes opt outs for his clients so they can revisit free agency if he wants to, especially when they're this young. They can revisit free agency and cash in again. So have a good night too, Brandon. Oh, I hope, yeah, man. I hope Judge and Soto go deep off Yamamoto too. Yeah, I hope so. I'm telling you, Donnie. I mean, Boris has an argument to ask for it, but I don't know if he's going to get it. But he has an argument to ask for it. So he's very excited. Going to have a huge Dominican community. It's just going to be like the World Baseball Classic, like he said, all over again, every day. So like, it's going to be so good, so good. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Fritz, that's a great point. Yeah. Messi or Ronaldo, you want to play for Real Madrid or Barcelona, Juve, not with Manchester City. Baseball the same. You want to be a Dodger, Red Sox, or a Yankee. It's a good point. and here, damn, Sunil's throwing in some caveats here. Sunil's 15, 55, 750, top heavy, but in year 15, he inherits the manager position from whoever is. What if they win the World Series the year before? Hal goes, sorry, we got to fire you, man. We got to give Sony your job, man. So, could you imagine that? That'd be brutal. What do I think Corbin Burns is going to ask for? I think he's going to ask for at least 30 million per if he has a good year. Did I hear about Cole? No. His opt out can be voided. It's built into his contract that he agreed to. So they can void his opt out by adding a 10th year to his deal. But I haven't heard about him, him opting out. He's also a Scott Boras client. 122 million for 28 years. Opt out after 25 years. He'll only be 50, so you guys with the proposals, man, I'm telling you. Burns behind Cole. I mean, I would think about it. He'll be 30, so but you never know. If he makes it that far, I think the Orioles are going to try to make it hard for him to get the free agency by giving him a big deal, but you never know. You never know. But yeah, exactly. Fritzy, that's the thing. Yeah, his opt out gets immediately voided if the Yankees add a 10th year at the same 36 million per. So it becomes 10 years, 360. So Joseph, I don't think they're going to want to pay the price it's going to cost to get Class A. The Guardians are going to ask for Spencer Jones or Jason Dominguez for Class A. I would not do that. Devin Williams would probably cost a little bit less, but at this point, I don't think they need either, in all honesty. But if Devin Williams, they can have him at less of a price, then I would consider that. But Class A is going to cost a fortune, absolute fortune. So, anytime, Fritz. Yeah, I agree, man. They're not letting Cole go. Mm-mm. Same here, Tats. I would take a bad 10th year too, than rather than letting him walk. Yeah. Yeah. And I think he's going to bring it all the way down to the end of his contract. So I'm not really worried about Cole. I'm not worried about him. Yeah. Marcelo Hernandez, Dominican player. Let's get an instant. Oh my god. You ever see Dominican Lou Sunil on Saturday Night Live? Dominican Lou, the baseball. It's fantastic. You got to see him, man. Oh man. Tats. It sounds like Tats was sick. I hope you're feeling better, my man. I'm sorry to hear it. I hope you're feeling better, my friend. Puts it's Soto and Housewell. Jesus. I love it. Tats, man. Get some rest, my man. I'll wrap this up in a second anyway. We'll go get a late shower. And but feel better, man. Get some rest, get your fluids, man. Yeah, Cole has the demeanor and the work ethic to age well like Verlander. He does. I do expect him to do just that. But get well, my friend. And honestly, I want to thank you, everybody else, for coming on. If you haven't subbed to the channel, please do. And make sure if you haven't subbed to Pinstripe Chronicles, Strike Zone from NFE, Four Train Express, The Shift, please support those channels. They're all members of a really tight-knit family. We want to support each other. So I thank you all for coming on, okay? And peace and love to all of yous. Not much to report tonight on the Yankees end, but pitching was a good spot tonight. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But keep getting well, Tats. Have a great night, everybody else. Talk to you next time.